what's up, everybody? My name is Rachel Von Orania, and thank you so much for tuning in. Whether you're watching on YouTube or TikTok, please make sure you're following or you're subscribed to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. Completely free to you, almost effortless for you. Does a lot for me, though, to help me grow this channel, so thank you so much. Without further ado, I've got a really good player prop tonight that I have cooked up for the Philadelphia 76ers versus Boston Celtics. It's game 2, and I want to talk about James Harden. But first, let's talk about Monday night. So the 76ers, they don't have Joel Embiid on the court. The NBA's MVP this year, they don't have him on the court. They go into Boston as 10-point dogs, and they shock the world. They end up beating Boston, I think it was 119 to 115. And what was maybe even more shocking was James Harden's 45.6 assist performance. Did it all against the NBA's 4th best defense. It's like the 76ers, they wear those red jerseys, right? And it's like it took James Harden back to a time in a place where he wore red jerseys every single night and where he was once MVP of the NBA. I mean, the Beard had himself arguably the best and most important game of his long 14 or 15 year long career. He chose to have it on Monday night without Embiid on the court. Now tonight, James Harden's PRA prop line is set at 34.5. And for those of you that don't know, PRAs are points plus rebounds plus assists. So it doesn't matter how they get there. It could be a ton of assists, could be a bunch of rebounds, could be a bunch of points. Doesn't matter. As long as it all accumulates to over or under whatever this prop line is set at. Now, last night, his prop line was set at 37.5. And it was 37.5 whenever I went to bed. And I'm guessing that it dropped because now it seems like Joel Embiid will be playing tonight. Now, last night, it looked like he would not be playing tonight. I didn't think he'd be playing tonight, but now it looks like he is playing tonight. So I digress. I think that there's an assumption that Embiid's presence will eat into James Harden's stats, will eat into this PRA line. I'm guessing that's why the line dropped, but either way, I disagree. I actually like the over on both prop lines, but of course now I'm going to get it at the 34.5, right? It's safer. I think that the drop in the PRA prop line is an overreaction, so I'm happily taking this over. Look, the Beard has sneakily, quietly played very well against the Celtics this year. It usually didn't translate into the 76ers actually winning the game, but regardless, James Harden had himself a game. Now, in the 5 games that he played against Boston this year, he averaged 29.4 points, 8.4 assists, and 4.6 rebounds. Now, that adds up to an average of 42.4 PRAs against the Celtics on this season. Now, after I calculated all of that, I thought to myself, Rachel, should I take away Monday night's crazy, stupid game, where Harden played outside of himself against the Celtics? Should I take away that game? Because obviously I'm not expecting James Harden to put up 45 points every single game of this series. That's not going to happen, I don't think. But regardless, I thought to myself, how much credence should I give that game? That's a one-off, right? Or at least I think it's safe to assume that. So what is James Harden averaging against the Celtics with PRAs this season without excluding Monday night's playoff game? Okay, so I calculated it, and I'm not very good at math, but if my calculations are correct, James Harden's still killing it versus Boston on the season whenever it comes to PRAs. He averaged 25.5 points, 9 assists, and 5.5 rebounds per game against the Celtics. That totals out to be exactly 40 PRAs against Boston this season since Monday night's game. Okay, to further emphasize my point, that 40 PRA average that I just calculated comes from 4 games where James Harden did play with Joel Embiid on the court. So it's looking like whether or not Embiid's on the court, James Harden seems to be hitting the over on this PRA prop line on average with Embiid or without him. Now, the prop line for James Harden tonight, that 34.5 points, that is basically 8 points below what James Harden averaged against Boston this season, which, if you remember, was 42.4 PRAs. Now, you take away Monday night's game, where he had that crazy 45.6 assists and 1 rebound. We're pretending that that's just a one-off. That's not going to happen again, and you can't expect it. So taking that away, Harden still averaged 40 PRAs this season. Remember, that's with Joel Embiid on the court. That's with sharing the ball with Embiid on the court. So, are you still with me? I hope you are. There's a lot of words, that was a lot of numbers, but let's just kind of recap. Let's go back over it again, a little simpler. I think that the current 34.5 point PRA prop line for James Harden is too low. I think it's an overreaction to Joel Embiid's probable return tonight. And I think that even if Joel does return tonight, I hope for his sake and for his team's sake that he's on some sort of minutes restriction. I hope he kind of takes it easy. So that plays in, that bodes well for my idea of taking the over on this PRA prop line for James Harden, right? Less ball for Embiid, more ball for Harden, more likely to hit the over. Even if Embiid's on the court, I just showed you the numbers. Like Harden is still hitting the over against the Celtics on PRA, on this PRA prop line on average this season. And then, if I can just say this, I feel like if the Celtics couldn't stop James Harden on Monday night, when James Harden was the main focal point that they had to defend against, they couldn't stop him then. How are they going to stop him tonight with Embiid on the court? Now they got to split their focus defensively and focus on that huge man down low in the paint, and who can also shoot threes, who can really just do it all. Now you got to focus on him. Couldn't, in theory, that also lead to more open shots and more opportunities for James Harden to hit this over? I think so. So I think if they couldn't stop him on Monday, I don't see how they're stopping him tonight. So all that to tell you this, my official pick for tonight's game is going to be the over on James Harden's prop line of PRAs. That's currently set at 34.5 PRAs. I am taking the over. And little side note, I took it last night when it was 37.5 PRAs, and I'm still happy to take that one. So I played this now twice, kind of hedged myself, doubled up, but I hope this helps you out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and enjoy tonight's NBA playoffs. This has been a great season, and I am having so much fun with this. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Thank you so much. Peace.